Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here once again with you. I get so much out of this because I do these a little bit ahead of time, and I find it fascinating that people are still commenting on how perfect they are because everything's in divine order. So here we are. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, okay, there we are. I am burning my candle, and it's a purification candle because we need purification right now. I'm going to spray myself with some Metatron spray and get ready to begin there we go, our reading. But what I wanted to say is that things are happening and will continue to happen. As I looked at the astrology for January and February, we're in for a ride. And so don't feel that, oh, well, we made it through January. And at this point, I don't know what happened during inauguration and all of that because I'm doing this ahead. But what I want to say to you is, let's continue to pray for this country. And, I find it, Spirit is always telling me, don't have an outcome. Pray for peace. Pray for our country. Pray for the people. Because ultimately, we all want the same thing. We all want shelter. We want food, good food, clean air, all of this. Peace, love, joy. And we've had enough separation through this whole election and everything that's gone down. And so now it is a time for us to regroup and start building a new earth. And we do that right here from our heart, from our soul, building new earth, and moving forward with it. So remember that. And it's not over. We have to keep praying because our country is in a mess right now, and we have to pray that things can turn around. And I totally believe that things can turn around, but we need to be in that place, and we need to believe in miracles and fairies and unicorns and everything else out there that can help us move forward. So keep the prayers coming. Whatever your form of prayer is, whether it's doing formal prayers, whether it's doing affirmations, whether it's meditating, whatever it is, whatever rosaries, whatever your thing is. We're not saying it has to be a certain form. Just ask. Remember that the guides always say we have to ask for what we want, because if we don't ask, guess what? We don't get what we want. So we have free will down here. We have to ask. So I'm reminding you to ask for what you need. Safety, peace, and let God or Spirit show us what that looks like. All right, enough of that. So I've got a couple new decks, which I love. This one is Divine Animals Oracle. It's actually Gerard's. He got it as a gift, but I'm borrowing it to show you these beautiful cards. So even the back side of them, look at how beautiful that is. It's really like it has sacred geometry on it and everything. So here we go. So for 2021, first Sunday, what does everybody need to know? Ooh, what a beautiful picture. So we got the wolf. Look at this picture. That's some fierce looking wolf who's confident and knows what he's doing and where he's going. Okay. So before I read this, just looking at this, the wolf has a very big presence because it's very large on this. And yet the person is holding their own too. They have a spear that they're holding, and they're not running away from this wolf. They're embracing it. So this is a time where I feel what Spirit is saying is we have to embrace exactly where we're at and not be concerned or worried about being in the wrong place. Okay, it says authenticity. Discover who you really are by revealing your authenticity. This is always the best way. We all resonate a certain frequency. So if you are pretending to be someone you are not, you will keep attracting people with whom you do not resonate. It is necessary to negotiate a position with others sometimes, and there should be no anxiety about differences of opinions. Well, what was I just saying about, no matter what side of the fence you've been on, with political arena and all of that, that we have to find common ground. And that's what I totally believe about this. There's room for all of us. There's room for the wolf. There's room for the person. And, we know what we want. The other deck that this is something that I got from Jared's oldest daughter. I love this deck. It's called The Oracle of Seven Energies by Colette Byron Reed. So let's pull a card for everyone. What do people need to know for this first week in February? Let it go. So this would certainly indicate that some stuff is going to be coming up during, or has come up during this time. And it's beautiful because it's a beautiful heart. And with petals coming out of the hearts and birds sewing the heart with another heart on it. And to me, this just says between let it go and everything, it's like, where are you going to spend your energy right now? It's not a time to try to force any issues. This is a time where we have to just, okay, everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand why at the moment. How many times, when you get to my age and you're looking back, you understand why certain things didn't happen the way they were supposed to. And you start to see, oh my God, thank God that didn't happen, because it would have put me on the wrong timeline or course. And so this is let it go. So let's see what she has to say. Let it go. Key concepts: forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story, releasing pain so you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. Wow, big ones. There are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about conditioning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry the burden anymore. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all its forms and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as Ho'oponopono. This simple prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. I'm sorry, forgive me. Thank you, I love you. End of story, that's simple. It's based on the idea that we are all responsible for the reality we see in the world. If something is awry, whether it's your perception, your emotional reactions, your judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up. Forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life. No matter what method you choose, just do it. And so this is interesting because I keep being brought to the bigger picture here, that regardless of, what side of the fence you stand on, and all the separation and the arguing and the nasty things on Facebooks and all of that, families that have been being torn apart, mothers with their own children not talking to them, husbands and wives splitting up over this. This is crazy. Let it go. Okay. Then we're going to go to Work Your Light cards. By Rebecca Campbell. What does everyone need to know for the first week of February? Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Look at that card. Beautiful. When I look at this card, what calls to me is that we've all been working very hard this year, totally, to keep the faith, to hold, between the election, the COVID. There's a lot here. There's an awful lot. And although in the beginning we all felt like we were taking a break because we couldn't go out to work, many of us, or doing whatever we're doing, but with this saying, take a break, it's saying to me, almost like now that hopefully all of this is over, we can take a big deep breath and, take a pause, hit the pause button, and then be ready to move on. So, here we are. It's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing, to be in the moment and enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your body, mind, and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you are not going to miss out. Perhaps you have just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just burning the candle at both ends. Now's the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it. Enjoy yourself and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend to recharge and replenish. Wow, there it is. So, we have to remind ourselves that even though we don't like looking at it, we like claiming it when everything's going wonderful in the world, but we don't like claiming it when the world's a mess. And we have to say we're always creating in both directions, in the negative and in the positive direction. Everything we do, say, believe, feel, everything is part of this. So we have to say, okay, we all got the world to where it is at this point, but now it's time to move on. So let's take a break and a breather before we move on and hopefully start moving in the right direction as the collective. The next card is from Rebecca as well, the next deck, and it's Starseed Oracle. Love this. I love all the galactic. So what card do people need for the first week of February? Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Wow. The void. Well, what this reminds me of is that all possibilities exist. And we're in this place right now where we have to be responsible and we have to be careful about what we're creating moment to moment. And sometimes we're not always right with the way that we think. That's why I always pray for the highest and best, because I could think the highest and best is to do one thing and it could be something completely different. So let's look at this. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the binkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Whoa, doesn't this make sense? Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as our own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for our eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. The life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this feeling moment, in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. And the question is, how are you being called to change your perspective? Wow, this is really big stuff. So really a lot about the collective this week. And the last card we're pulling from Moonology. So calling on the astrology, first week. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Look at that beautiful airhead. Aries head, the ram. Okay. When I look at this, Aries are very, I'm going there and I'm going to make it happen. And, taking action is very, it makes sense to me. All right. New moon in Aries. Okay, it says, do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. A new male is coming into your life. It says, the flame is it. A wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign. If there is something you want to happen in your life, this is a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but the hot fire of air is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asked about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge toward your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Wow. So this is really good. What we're seeing as, you know, kind of a sum up for the week, we have, you know, the wolf card, authenticity, let it go, take a break, perspective, and then action. And I feel like these are steps. You know, we have to find out, who am I as part of the whole, and what's my authenticity about? And then we're going to let the past go. Everything that's happened up until now, and in the collective. I feel like they're really speaking to us in the collective, but we know whatever happens in the collective, the micro, the macrocosm, and then take a break. It's like a reset. Look at it from a different point of view, vantage point, and then take action and move forward. So I would say that that's the message in the big picture, and it's also the message on the smaller picture in our life. And really letting go of 2020 was such a difficult year for many. It's about really letting go of the energy of 2020 and really fully embracing the 2021 energy. Almost like we have a line in the sand, because some things have carried over. Obviously, COVID has carried over, and, you know, us being quarantined has carried over, and all this leftover residue from the political arena has carried over. So we have to really see it like, okay, everybody does the best they can do with what they have to work with. Now it's time for us as a whole to start creating anew. And that's where we're at. I want to thank you. Love to all of you. You know how much I care about each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the kind emails and words and phone calls about you being grateful for me doing this. And a big thank you to Carol. You know who you are, that sent me a gift card for Christmas about this, and all the cards I got. Thank you so much. I never take any of you or any of that for granted. So mwah, to all of you, thank you, and have a fabulous week. Fresh start. Bye-bye.